we got a slight issue up there with that light. It's not coming on in the dark, and because now we're still working in the dark, we're all tripping over. So Dave, the electrician's here, he's going to swap it for us. Rob's took the fuel tanks off this morning, and he took that wedge out of there, and now that hopefully will lift off. But to me, it looks really heavy. Can we not like screw something in to lift it?
Yeah, we'll lift it with the Merlot.
Is that screw? Is that plastic? That?
Yeah, I just want to make sure I can
move it.
Yeah. Cool.
Did that go in then? Did it move?
No, we'll have to lift this cover off with the Merlot.
Well, what we're going to fasten it to around that or something? Or that too? They're only 13s, aren't they? It's going to be heavy, that.
Strap under them.
Hope it doesn't snap.
And then we can put a strap through the...
Yeah, sure we can't thread like a little wire through there or something. I don't know.
Well, we can.
We just watched a video on YouTube how to take the lid off. Found there's 5 more bolts there, so we're just going to take them out. Keep going. Yeah. With a few extensions, he's got the gun in. Let's get them out. There's 2 19s or 3/4, and then he's in the middle.
We're using old money now on these tractors.
They 15, 16s.
3/4 and either
7/8.
7/8 or 15, 16s.
The old 2-spanner trick for extra leverage, used by many a ploughman in a field. Yes. Come on. So can I get my finger in there?
Yeah, so.
That's nowhere near as heavy as I thought it was going to be.
Come to me. Right, I'll balance it there.
Well, I've got it. You climb now. Then you can put it on the bench.
Ready? I've got it.
There we go. Ooh, look at that. You see the one that's chewed, can't you? So that hopefully should, so that slides forwards and all that chunk comes out.
Yeah, so you drop your drop shaft out, drop box, sorry. Pull your drop box down. You've got to take your clutch out.
Yeah.
But you can do it without splitting them. People have said split them. I'm gonna give it a go without splitting it. Then PTO housing off, 4 bolts through the diff, and then we'll make plates to hold the diff, and this will slide forward and out.
It's not a lot to it, is there? Like the size of it, considering it's.
Someone has had this out before.
You can see all the silicon, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the cog anyway there.
Well, it's not just that one.
Skier. Sorry, everyone goes mad when I say cog. That looks like it's worn, doesn't it?
Yeah, where's the top?
See the play in that shaft down there, in that hole.
And we're going to send it Bartley Williams for it to get done up.
Yeah, there we go. We found that. Ooh, dropped it back in. We found that down where I just dropped it, which is basically a bearing race carrier. And if you look at the bottom, that bottom bearing down there.
That's for the 4-wheel drive.
It's going to focus. That bearing's gone down there, which has made that tooth there also be damaged, which is a bit of a pain.
We've got a
You can see there that bearing cage there. Come on. We've been looking at the serial number off that plate, and we think that this is number 32 of 501 made. That box there with the bearings gone, that's just for the 4-wheel drive shaft. So hopefully we can get all the gears for that and get it all back to new. Then it's a case of cleaning it massively. Obviously you can see more dirt now. We took the fuel tanks off and get it all painted up. Looking at this wheat now, it's got a little bit of slug damage on it in places. A bit hard to see through the window. It's a bit thin actually on the headlands, which is, you don't normally get slugs on the headlands because of the compaction from the tractor tyres turning, but just a little bit thin. It is there, but it's just a bit, you can see like where it's been chewed. Just driven on to see if it's making any mess. Doesn't seem to be. So I might put the slug pellets on the back and spread some slug pellets on it. It's just started raining, so I'm not going to put the slug pellets on just yet. What I'm going to do is fix these doors. They open all the way around and hit there, and I think it's going to damage them. So Andy's got some old seat belt, so we're going to put that to there, so when it opens it won't go all the way around. Just cutting it now with the soldering iron. So it doesn't fray. So that's on there. I've doubled that over, took that bolt out of here because it has quite a big washer on it anyway, which I've now lost. Where I've put it, I've lost it. Anyway, I'm going to melt a hole and bolt it back in. It's one of them. It was quite fluffy and melted in a funny shape, so I've just squashed it with a washer so then I can get it back in here because it didn't want to fit. Hopefully it will now. The original bolts were too small. Anyway, Andy had some spares, so we put a longer one in. And there we go. Can't open too wide or get blown round in the wind. Slug pellets are attached, wired up. We've still got the wires left from last time we had it on. It does hang down over the number plate, but I don't need to go on the road, so that's okay. Last time we moved the number plate up there when we had it on for a few days. Get some pellets now and off we go. Pellets are in the hopper there. They're actually made of pasta. Ferric phosphate it is. Open the shutter. It's really old this, but it's dead simple. So that's the lock nut. So we go at the right speed with that, back against the lock nut. Turn it on when I want to go. Shouldn't be too bad. That's the switch for it. Off we go. I've only done 3 acres out of 50 and it's come on torrential rain, so I'm gonna have to head back to the yard, I think. I don't believe it. It didn't look like it was going to rain 5 minutes ago. If I do it in the rain, it'll just make it all slimy and greasy on top, and you'll see where I've driven for like the next 6 months. So we'll have to leave it till it goes dry and dries off on the top of the soil again. Someone said yesterday it looked like there's a boat pattern on there. I'll show you a picture anyway. But see that big mound of ash? That's because the step grate hasn't been moving fast enough. So I'll show you why. When we put this in, there's 2 sensors that decide how far backwards and forwards it'll go. You know, the cable had got sort of tangled round and pulled them close together. So rather than going backwards and forwards, sort of 4 inch, they were only going backwards and forwards 2 inch. So it means it wasn't walking the ash out as fast as it should. So I've got a hoe there. I'm just going to hack away at it and break it up a bit so it doesn't fall into the auger in one chunk. The ash sort of melts together into one like big block, but it is a bit crumbly, so it should be okay. I hope. Someone commented yesterday they hadn't seen the 585 for a while. Here it is. We might turn it into a big present or a big Christmas pudding for the tractor run. What do people think? Anyway, we haven't had a quiz question for a while. So if you look at the link arms on the back of the tractor, you've got one here, and then that's what you call a drop arm. And then you've got one on the other side, another drop arm. But this drop arm at the top's got a little gearbox on it, a little universal joint, and a handle into the cab. Does anyone know what that's for? Dead easy quiz question, because if you know, you totally know. Anyone want to have a guess? Let me know in the comments. Had to dry the bonnet to do it because obviously it got wet. Anyway, it's actually fine now as well, which is so annoying. We've had that shower rain. But anyway, here's today's birthday bumper. So Jack North is 14. Guy Fawkes, don't think it's his birthday. I think it's just the anniversary of when he tried to blow up Parliament. But anyway, he's on here. Someone just left a donation and said that I should tell everyone that this money, this 15,000, goes to the air ambulance, which it does. David Palmer, Grant Tate, Molly McCormick 23, Francis George Stevenson. Try fitting that in a form on a box, because when you have to fill in some forms, it's quite a long name to fit in. So Good luck with that in years to come. Dave Harvey and Britt Whitworth, happy birthday everybody on the birthday bumper and anyone else whose birthday is today. I used to think that Harrison was a long surname. Anyway, I think I've sorted the boiler now. I think I've got the timers right and the spaces right on that ram, so it's going to go backwards and forwards, and hopefully that'll be all right because it has gone cold and we do need that boiler. Anyway, thanks for watching. Wet day, bit of stuff in the workshop. Glad we got the top off that gearbox. Just a shame it's quite damaged inside, but we'll get that sorted, no doubt. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.